In the African setting, if a man approaches you to be his girlfriend and then subsequently to be his wife, where he has to propose and all of that, there's usually the first stage where before the main marriage where your parents will do investigation and they need to investigate the family the guy comes from. Even if he's not from your village, you will have to investigate him through every contact that he may have left behind or the surname or something. And this is why most parents will tell you it's better you marry from your locality so that they can easily investigate the family of the man or woman, as the case may be. But you know, some people, because they feel that all this tradition is long process, they don't want to even dive into it. It's too long. Why must they go to investigate? They could just accept the man and then everything will be fine. It was a case of this young lady who had just got married for 3 days. She got married. She just got married for only 3 weeks. And then she took in already and told the guy she was pregnant. The moment she mentioned she was pregnant was the time this guy told her he had something to do officially in another state, and that guy traveled. And when he traveled, what will shock you is that he never returned. It's been 5 years after that. He's yet to return. So this girl moves on and then she tries to reach out to the guy's family members. Everybody that was at that wedding was a fake family member. Everybody from the cooks, that's from the caterers, the person that baked the cake, the photographers, the people that stood in as uncles, father, mother, sisters. Everybody was paid to be at the wedding. What I don't understand is what kind of, what was her net worth at the time where this man will have to go all through that route to ensure that he is in her life to be able to, hatch this particular deal. Because it is really strange that this kind of things happen in our society, and somebody would think it's something they read in a book somewhere or saw it in the cinemas, in the movies. But it actually happened to someone who had shared a story recently. And I pray that we get to a point where we'll bring these people who share their stories with us one on one to speak with you, to share their stories with you so that you could hear it firsthand. So, a lady dropped on the comment section and said that she now understands with what this lady had told her story, had made her to understand that, oh wow, now she understands why her siblings, her parents were so on about knowing where the sister's husband came from, what he does, the family lineage, and all of that. That is beginning to make sense to her. So this her sister has been married for over, let's say, 10 years, but for her, she heard this story to be able to understand why they did what they did. But somebody on the comment section told her, he said, in every tradition, in every community, there's a tradition and a custom. That is the way of life of the people. And it's always important to listen to these traditional people because they know what they are doing. They understand why they do that. So she explained that when her sister was to get married, they brought the sister's husband to be then, and he told them where he came from, and he wanted to seek her hand in marriage and all. And the elderly people said no problem, that was fine by them. But that they needed, before they would give him the list to bring anything, they need him to drop his parents' name, that's his family name, the father's phone number, the mother's phone number, and the village he comes from and the state, which he did. So they were like, why are these village people trying to, delay this whole thing? And this is one thing I need to tell you guys. If you want to get married, marriage is not relationship. Please find out everything you need to find out so that you don't go into, there's difference between you having culture shocks and having a shock in your marriage where you trusted the wrong person. That's a very different thing. So it's very important for you to listen to things like this. When you're the traditional people say you have to do this, you listen, you have to do that, listen to them, because what they see while sitting, you cannot see it even standing or climbing a tree. You can't see it. So that was the case. So she said she now understands why they did that. And she said before you knew it, they had called the parents, they had sent someone to the guy's village and his state to go investigate. They have done all their investigations. And the guy didn't even know. How did he know? Because his parents reached out to them, to him rather. So now, what do these traditional people do? Before you get married, they find out, they will ask for the guy's phone number, they will ask for the parents' phone number, where they live, where they are from. And then they will ask the parents if they know this person, this person. They will say yes. Are you aware this person is getting married? They will say yes or no. Have you met the person he is about to marry? Are you approving of his marriage? Or does this person even exist? Is he your son or daughter? They ask all these questions just so that they know who they are sending. Because marriage is a risk. But the thing is, a lot of parents have actually taken so much risk because maybe a man came with so much money and a man came with so much, money, fame, and all of that. And you hand your daughter over to that person without doing your thorough or your findings thoroughly. You don't do it. All you just want is your child to get married. You don't care whether you are sending that child to a ritualist. You don't care whether you are sending that person to a high assassin. You don't know who you are sending your child to, whether he's a highway robber. You don't know. You don't even know the family they come from. All you know is you are sending your child to get married. So when this girl shared her story, her ordeal, it broke my heart because I know marriage is a risk itself, because sometimes you go into marriage, you don't know what to expect. Even though, yes, we pray, we plan, we go for counseling and all, sometimes there are still some shocks that you unravel while you are in the marriage. Have you been able to be equipped with the right arsenals to be able to go through that route? If your parents tell you to wait for them to do investigations, are you someone who will listen and take correction when where necessary? Are you someone who will not be blinded by love to say, oh, like I tell people, most times I say, do not sleep with this person, so that in case these things don't work, or you've done your findings and you're going through your premarital and you know that you're not compatible, you can pull out. Have you gone neck deep into that relationship and you are finding it difficult to come out, my dear? Like I used to say, a broken relationship or a broken courtship is better than a broken marriage. So it's high time you looked into this, point I have raised, to know whether you fall into this category. Are you ready to really marry and cleave and stay with your spouse? Is it the one that you are married today and the next minute the man is off? Is it the one you're married today and the next minute the man is nowhere to be found? A case like this had happened in my local government, where a lady brought a man to marry her, and then the guy said he wanted to buy something from nowhere. A guy they don't know from Adam collected the father's car keys and said he wanted to pick up something somewhere and come back. Until today, they never found the woman, the guy, they never found the car and anything. And the people they had invited on the day of the traditional marriage, the people they have invited, they packed the food in bowls and all. Till today, that guy disappeared with the car and never showed up. So in all of this is to make you understand that do not risk it getting married to somebody you do not know. There are the Igbos in those days, before you get married, even if you are getting married in another culture, because the Igbos hardly even marry from outside their locality. But before you marry, they do findings. But even if it's the man or woman, they do findings. They want to know where this family, if it is even an Osu family, because there's something, Osu means outcast. So they do all of these checks to know if this is really important for their child to go on or not. So this girl married for 3 weeks, just 3 weeks, and her marriage ended. Immediately she told the guy she was pregnant. Who knows what the guy is into? Maybe he was told never to impregnate a woman. So at the end of the day, even if you don't want to marry, because I tell people, marry someone who is spiritually filled, somebody that has a relationship with God, somebody that will rather not offend God. That is, he will not want to offend God. Let me put it that way. because sometimes a man who fears God will fear to disrespect you. That is it.